Welcome back to another Saturday night here at the Morgan Firestone Arena. I'm Eric Hallett. Joined with me is my brother Hayden Hallett. And right now we're joined again where the Avalanche are hosting the Caledonia Corvairs once more. Caledonia came on top this time. How do you think this is going to end up in this game?
Well, as we last saw, the Corvairs got the better of the Avalanche. But the records are pretty good, and the Avalanche are definitely coming off of some high momentum. They won a double overtime game with Ben Woodhouse scoring a hat trick. And you know that's got to give you a little bit of momentum. I see that carrying forward into this game, and I really hope this is going to be a really fast and probably very physical game.
Speaking of Woodhouse, he's starting off against Mark Zowie in the faceoff dot. Zowie wins it back, and it's Griffin Rubas. Rubas passes it up, and it's Jamie Lazon. Throws it through the corner, bounces back, a bounce right to Zowie, circles around the net. Dirk Static going against him. Romeo just misses a check. Shot from the point and a big hit from Kyle Kenry on Vellante. Matt Weston battling by net. Ben Woodhouse banks it, a bad chip off the boards. He gets dumped behind the net, and the shot goes out of play off the stick of Romeo.
And that's not something that Benjamin Woodhouse is used to being on. He's usually on the, he usually gives out the hits. He's not usually on the receiving end, even for a little guy. Number 72 for the Avs loves throwing the body around.
That's a thing that we've definitely seen from this Avalanche roster. They're not the biggest team, but they are a very fast team, and they've definitely used their speed to their advantage. Josh DeFarias jumps the puck up. Andrew Burns has the puck, dumps it down. Luke shot bouncing out in front, and it's Andrew Burns. Tries to get it, but Nick Brio has the puck. Andrew Burns gets dumped at the blue line by Tanner Branecki, and dumped around the corner is by Josh DeFarias. Croucher misses it, and he gets bumped up. What a hit by Burns. Behind the net, Andrew Burns plays it to his defensive partner, and it's dumped back up. Eddie Scholes goes around the defenseman, shot deflected off the stick, and once more out of play.
So far, it's been a pretty fast start to the game. I probably have to give the edge to the Corvairs right now, as they've had most of the puck possession in the Av zone, only a minute and a half in. But there are some notable players out of the Corvairs lineup, as Bailey Fletcher and Cole Mayo are both out. They are on the IR right now. Cole Mayo has a broken ankle and a separated shoulder for Bailey Fletcher, so two key players out of the lineup for the Corvairs. That could definitely give a little bit of the edge to the Avs.
Puck out to center. Played up, pitch and catch with Sean O'Brien. Across the rink to Michael Greco. And it's an offside call. Just barely offside was Bobby Harrison. Tanner Shepard manning the post tonight. He's facing off against Brandon McCorriston. Last time they faced, Pierce Charlson was the man in charge, and he ended up getting the win for the Corvairs.
And Ryan Dugas was in there for that game, so we'll see if Tanner Shepard's fares any better.
Doing a little bit of a goalie swap, see if maybe the Avs can come out with some better luck. Battling in the corner is Hatanaka. He comes out with it. Getting hound-dogged by Bobby Harrison when he passes it off to Bridgewater, who dumps it down. Dorian May banks it off to nobody in particular, and Noah Romeo has to retrieve the puck. Circling behind Shepard, getting forechecked there, but he passes it up quickly to the newcomer, Dawson McKinney. Circling around is Dirk Static. Static plays it across to Romeo. Romeo to Liam Van Loon, the leading point getter for the Avalanche. Coming down the wing right now, it's Stumpo who throws it around to McKinney, but it misses him completely, and Romeo, once more, has to grab the puck. Circles behind Tanner Shepard. TJ Hughes forechecking him there, and stolen away by the Corvairs. Shot through the crease, and the whistle blown there. Net might have been dislodged.
That was a dangerous play, as the puck was given right behind the net. And Fletcher, not Fletcher, but the Corvairs walking right in front of the net, and it was almost a wraparound goal. The net looked like it might have slightly come off, and that's why the whistle was blown.
Vellante gets it. Oh, and a nice big hit from Stumpo. He dumped Isaac Taylor. Tripping while racing after it was Liam Van Loon. With the puck now is Brad Lindsay. Tries to chip it for McKinney. Valente loses the puck to Liam Van Loon. He bumps into him. Valente and Van Loon battling, and Van Loon gives him a little shot with his stick after the fact. Taking a shot, just missed out on was the Corvairs. Rubos battles with it but loses it. Liam Van Loon passes it across to McKinney. McKinney just misses. Fires on the rebound, and he badly whiffs on that one. Taggart loses the puck. Great play from Woodhouse. He snipes it over the net. Great glove hand play from Woodhouse. Taggart throws the puck easily down on Tanner Shepard, and racing after is Bazawi. Lindsay and Romeo working on Bazawi. It's 3-on-1. Behind that, Dirk Static loses it for a moment there. Grabbing it are the Corvairs, who dumps it down.
And right now the Avalanche have had a lot of difficulty getting through that forecheck. The Corvairs have done a very good job at closing off any ice. And it's really shown as the Avalanche have had a lot of pressure on them, and their passes have not been as crisp as they'd like early on.
Kyle Kennery behind the net. He circles. Oh, huge hit, a penalty coming up to Jeremy Lazon. He absolutely crushed him. Bowling down low, and already this game has some physicality amped up to the max.
That was an absolutely predatory hit. That was massive. I'm not sure if Kyle Kennery knows what week he's in. I don't even know if he knows what year he's in. He got absolutely demolished, but it looks like they're going to call him for a head contact on that play. It was an absolutely massive hit, and we're probably going to see a lot of that. Both these teams like to throw the body around, especially the Avalanche.
And I'm sure the Avs, remember the last time these guys came to their home ice, got thrown around a bit, got a lot of physicality against them, and they probably want to throw their weight around, especially trying to defend Kyle Kennery after a huge hit by Lazon. Woodhouse taking the face-off, and he loses it to the Corvairs, who dump it down the ice, and Raposo getting chased after, but it's Dirk Static who chips it up the ice. Jesse Balwell with some great pressure, and he almost stole it from Ben Woodhouse, the second best point getter for the Avalanche. He and Van Loon are actually tied with 8 goals on the season right now.
Maybe one of them will get a goal on this power play.
Turnover by the Avalanche. Not a very good looking power play so far. Have yet to have offensive pressure, and Static loses in his feet. Quick little chip pass, and it's taken away by Josh DeFerias. DeFerias loses it, dumped around the boards. Ben Woodhouse cross crease pass, almost turned over. A risky play, but Raposo ended up grabbing it. Woodhouse, drop pass to Liam Van Loon. Van Loon around the boards, protects it, lost it, and the Corvairs once more dump it down the ice.
So far it's been a very discombobulated power play. Like I said, that pressure is really getting to the Avalanche right now. Their passes aren't crisp, and when they are making passes, even if they are getting them off crisply, they're not accurate. And that's what a good forechecking will do, and that's exactly why the Corvairs have only lost a game so far this year.
Pressure drop pass, Lindsay tips it, and it's Jeff Lindsay behind the net getting knocked around, and Nick Briot has it circling the corners. Eddie Scholes surveying him, tries to push him down in front. Lindsay stopped by McCorriston.
And that's what you have to do early on, move that puck around and get some shots. Even if they're dirty goals, even if they're easy little 2-foot shots, make the goalie make some effort. You tire him down eventually, he will eventually give one up, or maybe one will slip through. And right now the Avs have not done much of that, and they will need to do that more often if they want to score.
Tanner Branecki holds, shot just missed, still looking for his first goal of the season. Played back in by Lindsay, and he gets tied up for a second there with the penalty killer. Corvairs dump it down the ice. Tanner Shepard, bit of a weak pass to Jeff Lindsay, and Scholes grabs it, giveaway. Oh, a great chance for Taylor, couldn't pull the trigger. Taylor takes a wide shot, and Scholes retrieves it. Great penalty killing here from the Corvairs, showing why they are in fact the top team in the GOJHL. Taylor battling along the boards, gets it back to his defense. Chipped down by Romeo. McCorriston leaves it for his defenseman. Great deep move by Michael Greco. Penalty over. dumped down the ice by TJ Hughes. Avalanche retreat with Dirk Stadig playing along the boards. Bridgewater loses it on some great back check from TJ Hughes. Dumping it around the corner, it's Ralph Taggart. And it's a big hit. What a hit that was from Brio. And there's a tripping penalty coming up to the Avalanche.
That was actually almost a dirty hit as Brio swept the feet out from underneath the TJ Hughes, and that could have ended up in an injury. And luckily for Hughes, it didn't. But it is going to send the Corvairs to their first power play of the night.
12:47 left in the first period, and it actually was Ben Hatanaka who had the infraction against him. And he's a very important penalty killer for the Avalanche, so this is a double whammy for them. They're going down.
He's definitely one of their better penalty killers. He's great at creating some shorthanded offense, and he's just a very feisty player you love having on your penalty kill.
Avalanche do a good job to dump it down to McCorston's end. He leaves it for Andrew Burns. Burns, indirect pass to Bobby Harrison. Harrison gets on Kennering, breaks this center ice. May passes it across to DeFarius. DeFarius fakes the shot, blocked by Liam Van Loon. Backhands it down the ice. Avalanche get a change as the Corvairs look to get another power play set up. Breaking out of their own zone, Harrison grabs the puck. Harrison on Lindsay. Dumps it back down. DeFarius shot, great pad save from Tanner Shepard. Avalanche kick out and just missing that one. Luke Croucher with some great body work, and it's Bridgewater who dumps it down the ice.
Luke Croucher, he gave it his all as a penalty killer. He dove head first, almost took himself out of the boards just to try and get that puck out. That's real determination, but I don't know if that's necessarily the most ideal way to kill a penalty.
From behind the net, the Corvairs set up. May passes it across to Rubas. Back out in front, Bridgewater tying his man up. Rubas waiting for the pass, he gets it. Shot tipped out in front on Tanner Shepard, he gets his glove on it. Behind the net is McPhee. Harrison loses the puck and chipped down the ice by Bridgewater.
It's been a pretty good penalty kill so far. There have been some good chances for the Corvairs, and right now the Avalanche have been trying to keep most of those shots to the outside. They've done a good job blocking and creating some pressure. And of course, their best penalty killer has to be their goalie, Tanner Shepard, who made a phenomenal left pad kick save just earlier on.
Penalty now over to Hatanaka. 10:45 left in the period. Corvairs missed their opportunity on the power play, take the lead, but here they come. But Ben Woodhouse. Oh, when he tries to deker on him, and he ends up going flying. Andrew Burns with a great defensive play. Coming down the wing is May. Dorian May chipped out in front. Kravich could not get it through. Schultz puts it down. Kravich passes to May. He misses it. Shot down by Rubas. Retrieving the puck is Kravich to Schultz. Schultz aerial pass that got deflected. Changing with the Corvairs, and there's a penalty coming on the touch-up. A high sticking call.
And it looks like the Avalanche are going to get their first power play of the night, their second power play of the night. Coach clearly not happy with that, as Eddie Schultz, who's a pretty good penalty killer in his own, is going to go off to the sin bin for 2 minutes or less.
Second power play of the night. What do you think the Avs have to do this time to try and get a power play goal? They didn't look so good on the first attempt.
And they haven't started off very well here. They need to win those puck battles. That's usually the most important thing. But when you do get that possession, crisp, hard passes need to go around the exterior. You got to make sure you can spread those penalty killers out, and then just take shots. The more shots you take, obviously, the better chance you have of scoring.
Puck shot down, and Brennan McCorson covers the puck. Faceoff will be to his left. Luke Croucher setting up at the faceoff dot. Zawi on the defensive end wins it cleanly, but it's intercepted by Brio, and Pranecki puts it down to Croucher at the half circle. Croucher a battle in front by Brio, and he got knocked down, misses the pass, and jet back down by Brad Lindsay. Croucher working behind that with Brio. Brio sees Pranecki on the cross seam pass. Pranecki fakes the shot, blocked by Bzawi, chip back down, and Bzawi races after it as Tanner Shepard covers up on the very aggressive play from the Corvairs. And that's definitely been something we've seen quite a lot from the Corvairs. They love getting the guy deep down there to make sure that the Avalanche don't have a crisp first pass out of the zone.
And right now, because of that pressure they've been able to get onto the Avalanche forwards and defense, they haven't been able to get any pressure against the Corvairs right now. So the Avalanche are really playing from behind, even though the score is 0-0.
1 minute left in the high-sticking penalty to Scholes, and it's dumped back down by the Corvairs. Dorian May. From behind the goal, it's Woodhouse. The OT winner last game, and it's tipped back over to Liam Van Loon, who dumps it back down. Thrown along the boards by Ralph Taggart, and the Avalanche can't keep it in. Van Loon getting pressured, and he has to circle back. Bobby Harrison surveying, and Liam Van Loon gets a cross-crease pass, but just a step offside was Ben Woodhouse.
And not only are they not getting passes off very crisply, now the Avalanche are having a difficult time getting into the zone, and they still have 26 seconds left on this power play. Pretty easy to say at this point that unless the Avalanche can get a nice quick setup going on, they're not going to retain, especially any momentum from this, what you could say was a power play, but Avalanche didn't really show much. That was a quick almost giveaway there by the goaltender.
McCorson with almost a bad turnover, but just not able to keep it was Dirk Stadig. Puck down the ice, and it's Raposo at center. Getting pressured by Sean O'Brien, so he just dumps it in. Penalty now over. Eddie Schultz makes his way back to the bench. Raposo puts it back down, but it's intercepted by Josh DeFarias. 2-on-1. For the Corvairs shot. Oh, what a great defensive play. Beautiful play from Derek Raposo getting in the lane as TJ Hughes tried to set up his winger. Circling in his own end is Josh DeFarias. Breaking through the zone are the Corvairs, but Raposo dumps it back down off the skate of Evan Ilkos. Tipped back down by Bridgewater. Griffin Rubas spins off the forecheck from Ilkos, and it's intercepted by Bridgewater, only to have it returned back to Jesse Barwell, who's behind the net. Great forecheck here from the line of Bridgewater and Ilkos, and Hatanaka comes in as well. Hatanaka and Ilkos getting heavy on the stick of Sean O'Brien. Dorian May bouncing in front, almost came back to Sean O'Brien. He has it behind the net, does a little quick pass, but Colin McPhee gets it. Chipped up by the Amos, but they turn it over. Shot off the glove hand, and not able to handle that one with Shepard, but luckily went harmlessly behind the net. Colin McPhee puts out in front, shot by Hughes, and it's blocked by the defenseman. Back on front, and Hatanaka tries to dump it out. Finally, the Avalanche get it out. Bridgewater getting hound dogged by May. Nice chance from McPhee, and the Corvairs are all over the Avalanche.
And exactly what has been happening since the beginning of this game. The Corvairs are relentless on that forecheck, as it looks like there was an offside stopping this play, but the Corvairs have been absolutely relentless on the forecheck. And right now, that is what's causing all the defensive problems for the Avalanches. No pass can get through. There's a million bodies in front of them, and the stick checks are on point right now for the Corvairs as well. It is getting very difficult for the Avs to make any kind of defensive play.
And if you're the Avalanche coach, you're probably ripping your hair out right now, as your team has not shown that they are the hungrier team tonight so far.
That is for sure.
Shot down low by the Corvairs. Scholes back on the ice. Scholes circles around. Valente at the point. Scholes tries to find a man in front, but great defensive play from Dirk Stadig. He jumps up the rush. Stadig breaks the zone. Drop pass to McKinney, and Dirk Stadig is crushed, and another big hit. Matt Weston absolutely laid him out, and right now Michael Greco exchanging some bumps.
And that was an absolutely savage hit, as Weston sent Dirk Static flying down. He's getting up now, but he's another player who probably doesn't know where he is right now. And the Corvairs have definitely been the more physical team. They've been the team harder on the forecheck, so it's just been an overall amazing start for the Corvairs. But the Avalanche, a lot to be discovered right now still.
Face-off won by the Avalanche, and Raposo sends it down. Brio puts it back out in front. Chipped by Evan Ilkos. Croucher grabs the loose puck, loses it as he tried to dangle around the defender, and Vizawi gets stitched beautifully by Croucher, who gives him a shove after he was down. Brunecki, nice deke around Weston, the man who laid the big hit, and Ilkos misses the fake, and it's Brio at the side of the sideboards, trying to get his Luke Croucher, but lost it. Heads up pass from Weston, who just misses Isaac Taylor, and a whistle call. Might have been an offside. Ben Woodhouse loses the faceoff draw, and Liam Van Loon pressuring Matt Weston. May loses it to Josh DeFarias. DeFarias is passed down to May. May cuts out in front as Woodhouse hound dogs him. May gets in front. Shot by Bazawi off the blocker. Tanner Shepard, a bit of a fan shot as in the corner, getting hit by Colin McPhee. Woodhouse, he dumps his man. A penalty by the center ref. And Tanner Shepard loves it, and this game is getting ugly.
And that's another big hit, as there's already been a couple penalties called for big hits. And guess what? They've all been from the Corvairs. The Corvairs have been absolutely annihilating these Avalanche players. And right now, what they need to do is either get back on the body or beat him with skill. And right now, they're not able to do either. So, if you're Ken Piroff, you have a lot to say after this 4 minutes and 30 seconds are up in this first period in the dressing room to all your players.
And the Corvairs, they have been laying the body on every which way against the Avalanche, which is causing some of the turnovers, a lot of frustration in the lineup.
And actually, Ben Woodhouse, who had already taken a big hit at the very start of the game, has taken another hit, or in the penalty box. They have Bailey Stumpo going to the penalty box, but they have Benjamin Woodhouse up on the board. I think a little bit of a malfunction there with the clock.
Rubas gets the face-off win. Passes it off to O'Brien. O'Brien back to Rubas. Pass across to May. Rubas down to O'Brien. It's Bobby Harrison. Passes it off. Rubas blocked. Great play, and Hatanaka felt that one. Bridgewater tried to defend. Rubas passes it across, and Bridgewater dumps it easily down the ice. McHorson hands it off, and it's Griffin Rubas. Dumps it along the boards for Harrison. Barwell breaks the zone. Barwell, checking defender, just misses. Barwell out in front, falls over on some great defensive play. O'Brien. Shot, rebound, given loose. Great stick play from Tanner Brunecki. On the door was Jesse Barwell. Dorian May circles around the corner, and it's Bobby Harrison. O'Brien taking the point man. O'Brien gets a saucer pass, but it evades his stick. Rubas tries to find him, and he loses it. Tanner Brunecki gets it on a nice stick play from Kyle Kennery. 33 seconds left in the penalty to Ben Woodhouse.
And right now, the Corvairs are actually having a little bit more difficulty getting any shots through. There's been a lot of block shots. There was at least one nice one by Tanner Brunecki. And The Avalanche have done a good job collapsing down the middle, making it very difficult for any kind of shot to get through for the Corvairs.
Kravich and Scholes in the corner. Kravich has the puck now. He's got May at the point, and he went high. Burns was the triggerman on that one. Hatanaka throws it down to Liam Van Loon, and the penalty over. Brio on the ice after serving that penalty. Lindsay gets bumped up by Krajevich, and it's a 3-on-2 coming the other way. Stopping up, it's DeFarias, and he gets hit. What a great hit from Hatanaka. 2-on-1 for the Avalanche. Brio and Van Loon. Brio can't get the pass, as it might have been a pass attempt from Liam Van Loon. But the Avalanche waste their opportunity. It's an icing call against the Corvairs.
And that was a beautiful opportunity. You can see the puck never really settled down for Van Loon. He was going in, and it looked like he wanted to make a pass originally. And then once the puck bounced on him, he had to corral it, and he was a little too close to the goaltender, so he felt maybe a shot would be better. It's unfortunate. It's a missed chance. Goes right by the boards.
It looked almost like he hesitated for a second whether or not he wanted to pass or shoot that.
And when a player hesitates, usually it means they're not 100% confident in what they're going to do going down on the goalie.
Face-off won by the Avalanche. Dirk Static throws it down behind the net. Brio battling with Andrew Burns. Burns tries to pass it to Krajevich, but Evan Ilkos hound dogs that puck, gets there first. Burns pass across to DeFarias. DeFarias throws it right at his own bench, and having a little laugh at that was the head coach. It's always funny whenever your player shoots it at your own bench, maybe saying, "Hey coach, this is what you get for not playing me enough."
All the players probably going in.
Henry's on the bench. Henry's on the bench. Are you sure?
He's usually the guy doing the camera work.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
No problem.
Corvairs of the puck, chipped down, deflected. Great save by the leg of Tanner Shepard. Spinning around is Michael Greco. Thrown around the ice, and it's 1 minute left in this first period. It's been physical, and a heads-off pass. Shot just missing the post as Tanner Shepard missed it with his blocker. Thrown around the boards, and it's Matt Weston, probably the number one target right now for the Avalanche. Laying the body is Jamie Lazon. And some words and some sticks are flying in the corner as Lazon and Woodhouse were going at it.
And that was another brutal giveaway right up the middle, as Zowie was able to get that puck, as Billy Stumpo would turn it over. And last thing you want to do is put it right up the middle, especially on a team that's very skilled. And it's fortunate that Tanner Shepard saw that all the way and hit him right in the chest. Otherwise, it could have been a late goal, and you know how deflating that is, going to the room after having a 0-0 score through 19 minutes.
A heads-up pass, Liam Van Loon just missed it as he's getting called for offside now.
And instead of the offside call, it is now an icing call, as that heads-up pass was just a little bit before the blue line.
Setting up is James Valente. Loses it. And it's Isaac Taylor right down to TJ Hughes. Dirk Static chips it on the boards. 15 seconds left in this first period. Isaac Taylor out in front, stopped as it was deflected off the pads of Tanner Bernecki. Shot by Romeo, hits the referee, just misses him a second time, and the buzzer will sound. That'll end this first period. And we'll be back in the second.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your Ancaster Ancaster Avalanche.
Welcome back. We're about to start the second period between the Ancaster Avalanche and the Caledonia Corvairs. Quite a few power plays happened in that game, in that first period, but unfortunately it seemed to kill a lot of the momentum, especially when it came to Ancaster.
Well, having a lot of power plays usually means you have a lot of momentum, but when your power plays really aren't functioning to the level they should be, that kind of kills your momentum, and it actually gives momentum to the opposing team, especially when they're able to cause a lot of shorthanded chances. A few shorthanded chances were exchanged both ways. Nobody really is able to get too much going on the power play, but maybe it'll just take one good power play and one good goal for either team, and that could completely sway the way this game goes. We'll see. They have 20 minutes in the second. See if something will happen.
Kyle Carey starting off in the face-off dot, and it's already starting off. Mark Bazzawi and Kyle Carey getting each other's faces before the puck has even been dropped.
And you know that means it's going to be really feisty for the rest of the game. They already don't like each other. Zowie and Kyle Kennery, they're still going at it. And even Weston getting in there with Liam Van Loon. Refs, though, look like they don't want to have any more of this. There probably will be penalties if this happens one more time.
Jamie Lazar now takes the face-off after the guy's wiped out.
They're still going at it after the first drop.
Nick Bro puts it out in front, and it's chipped off the pad of McCorrison. Weston throws it along the boards, bounces behind Liam Van Loon, who didn't know where it was. Breakaway, Kyle Carey, and scores! Kyle Carey on a horrible bounce, a turnover from the Corvairs, and the Avalanche are up 1-0.
And how good of a start to the second period. It started out with some nastiness at the face-off draw as Zowie and Kennery were going at it. And guess who's the guy who scores? Kyle Kennery's the one who's going to get the first goal of the game. Only 17 seconds into this second period, and it was off of a brutal turnover on some nice forechecking and a breakaway goal for Kyle Kennery to start the game.
Corvairs have the puck off a face-off win. It's going around, it's Josh DeFarias. McKinney racing after the puck, but Andrew Burns ships it back out to center ice with Croucher, and McKinney bumps up a little bit there with Andrew Burns.
And it looks like the call-up, McKinney, is going to get a 2-minute penalty for interference. Not a good way to start off as it's your first game in Junior B, and Dawson McKinney actually was called up. He is from the Hamilton Bulldogs Midget AAA. Only 15 years old. This kid looks like he's going to have a lot of talent, and he hasn't done too much in the first game to impress, but he still has a lot of time left, and a penalty obviously is not going to help.
Barwell gets the face-off win at the corner boards. It's Harrison down to Barwell. Back up front to DeFarias. Bouncing out front, a swing and a miss from Hatanaka. Barwell down to DeFarias. Shot just missed the glove of Shepard. It's behind the net. Sean O'Brien down the boards to Barwell. Brio, great stick lift, almost chipped out by Bridgewater, but it was deflected back in by DeFarias. Barwell to DeFarias. He's got May at the other side. Burns takes the shot, scores! Andrew Burns rifles one past Shepard. It's a 1-1 game.
And like I said at the beginning of the period, it might just take one power play, one great shot. That was an absolute rocket over the shoulder of Shepard. Unfortunately, there's not much you can do as the goaltender when one is wired by you like that. And that's two quick goals. There was a first period of no scoring, a lot of offense, mostly coming from the Corvairs. And now you have two quick goals in just about almost about 2 minutes worth of play.
Liam Van Loon getting chippy with Kravich at the center. And it's Burns, the goal scorer, passes it across to DeFarias, and a hit from Croucher on Scholes, and there's going to be a penalty. An interference call coming to Croucher.
And they were just scored on, and Liam Van Loon looks like he's going to go to the box for a tripping penalty, as you've already just had the opponent score on you not even 10 seconds ago on the power play, and now you have another power play chance given to the Corvairs. Not a very smart play to make, and this could end up biting them in the butt.
Schultz wins the face-off draw down to Lane, who's at the Burns has the puck, passes it across. Burns retrieves the puck back at the point. Croucher pressuring him, but it's a quick pass up. Bouncing over the glove hand of Tanner Shepard on a deflection from Schultz, and Shepard gives Schultz a shove in front. Lane battling down in the corner with Brad Lindsay.
Scored by number 74.
Lane almost gets the puck. He does now after a battle won by Schultz. DeFarias down to Schultz, down to Lane. Lane to DeFarias, shot right into the gut of Tanner Shepard, who covers up. And right now, this power play has given a lot of momentum for the Caledonia Corvairs. They've had most of the play, even though they did get scored on earlier. Do you think that this might hurt the Avalanche more than it might seem?
Well, of course, if they can't kill off these penalties, then and they can't stay out of the sin bin more specifically. But if they can't stop getting these penalty kills coming up, as the Corvairs have clearly shown, they have enough skill to go all around these players with great crisp passes. Of course, it's going to just kill all momentum, and of course, Ken Kiroff, the head coach of the Avs, he's not going to like having his team constantly go to the penalty box. So
Gravich passes it down, blocked. Nice play as Rubas teed that one out. Hatanaka going up against Rubas. Rubas pass up to Lane. Hatanaka retrieves the puck defensively and chips it down the ice. Dorian May circles on his net, pass up to Krajevich. Krajevich works on Static. Static can't contain him. Circling around is Krajevich. He's got Rubas on the side. Great play by Croucher. He's trying to find Owen Lane at the other side, and Croucher got a stick in the way to stop him. Nicholson plays the puck to his defenseman. Krajevich passes it across. It's Dorian May. Circling as Croucher has him at the circles. Puck deflected right into the feet of O'Brien. O'Brien, nice move around Croucher. Passes it across Rubas. Fires. Oh, it got deflected by Jesse Barwell. Dorian May to Rubas. Blocked by Bridgewater on a shot. He pressures May, and it's put back across the ice to Barwell. Barwell lost it for a second, and a partial break, turning into a breakaway by Bridgewater. Shot off the stick of McCorriston. Barwell got back and made a great defensive play. Stumpo passes it down low. Penalty now over. Shot deflected by the stick of McCorriston. O'Brien getting pressured by Stumpo, and Barwell passes across to May. May fans on it. Bridgewater, another opportunity in the slot. Scores! A horrible turnover as Bridgewater makes them pay.
that is the second time the Avalanche have been able to score on a turnover. And right now the Corvairs have got to be thinking, man, we had so much pressure. We had a great power play going. We couldn't score on it. And of course, a bad defensive play is what's going to be the double-ended sword here. They have been so good at pressuring, but the Avs clearly got a nice talking to by Ken in the intermission, and they've come out a lot better on the body. They've been getting a lot of pressure, and that's just another great way to show that you get on the body, turnovers will happen.
Michael Greco has the puck, passes across, and gets it right back from his defensive partner. Chipping it up the boards to Isaac Taylor, but it's off the stick of Kalen McPhee.
Another present for the coaching staff of the Corvairs. Second time that puck's been gone into the bench for them. I don't think they want any more burnt biscuits tonight. We've probably had enough.
Matt Wesson loses the puck draw. Brad Lindsay passes it across to Kalen McPhee.
Bridgewater, assisted by Bailey Stumpo.
Putting it down to Brad Lindsay. Gets bodied there, but Kyle Kennery takes a bit of a shove after he gets it down to center ice. Brad Lindsay circles around Shepard. Throws it around McKinney, misses it, and almost getting interfered with by the referee was Valente. Valente gets hit by McKinney, and it's Brad Lindsay gets the turnover. Brad Lindsay dumps it on McCorriston, who will easily glove out and take a face-off.
So now for the Avalanche, what you need to do is you need to make sure that you keep playing the way you have, but don't get too reckless. You have the 2-1 lead. Yes, it's the second period, but you want to take good habits in the third period. You don't want to start turning over the puck and thinking, okay, we're up one. We're going to keep playing the way we have, although we are giving up some opportunities. What you definitely want to do is lock yourself down a little bit more, while maintaining that offensive pressure. They'll have to find a way to do that. And maybe Ken will be able to give them some pointers on how.
And if they do that, they definitely have the keys to win this game if they can figure out how to contain the Corvairs as the Corvairs bust in. Try to pass out from Weston, missed it, bouncing in front of Tanner Shepard. Weston battling with Static. Jamie Lazon loses the puck battle and Romeo passes up. Bridgewater has a partial break again. Bridgewater, just tipped high and wide of the net as McCorriston couldn't get a turnover. Ilkos can't grab the puck and Bazawi circles behind his net. Lazon can't find Weston. Weston takes the puck off of Static and they both go down. Crowd going nuts right now. And the Corvairs are putting the pressure on. Puck dumped up by Romeo, and it's put up by Andrew Burns across to his defensive partner, DeFarias. Puck bouncing off the skates of a Corvair, and a big hit almost turned it up to a nasty one as Ilkos lost his stick falling over, and a slashing call coming up.
Evan Ilkos got a little lucky there. He lost his stick and he was already hunched over to try to pick it back up. He was right on the train tracks, just avoided a major collision there. Probably would have left him. He probably would have left the game if he had gotten hit, because that would have gone right to the head. But it does look like the Avs are going to be getting a power play as Eddie Schultz is going to the box as he had a slashing call. And that's actually the reason that the stick was knocked out of his hands in the first place.
And Schultz, just like Ben Hatanaka for the Avalanche, he is definitely one of the key penalty killers for the Corvairs. A double-edged sword for the Corvairs. They're down 2-1 right now. 14:07 left in the second period. And a face-off coming just outside of the Corvairs' end.
And Eddie Schultz, the thing he's really good at reading and intercepting passes, and he puts a lot of pressure on. So he's a big guy with a big stick, and he knows how to play big minutes. So a big player to lose for penalty killing.
Definitely. It always sucks as a team when you lose one of your best penalty killers and you end up going on the penalty kill. Tanner Bernecki starts up the rush with Luke Croucher. Croucher stops up, puts it back down to Jeff Lindsay, who gets bodied up by Valente. It's Shane O'Brien who puts it up. Valente joins the rush on the shorthanded chance, gets hit by Bro. Brad Lindsay holds up behind the net, waits for his players to get in position. Bernecki, quick up to Jeff Lindsay, who misses it, and it's almost a knee-on-knee hit there as the Avalanche are having trouble grabbing the puck, getting pressured by Lane, and Lindsay puts it up. Lindsay gets the puck right back. Bernecki fakes out Lane and gets it across to his D partner. Heads up pass to Hatanaka, almost offside there, but waved off by the referee. Kennery loses it in his feet on a nice little pass from Hatanaka. 30 seconds left in the power play. Hatanaka off the boards to Static. Static, Hatanaka at the circle, tries to chip it to Kennery. He chips it behind the net and grabs the puck to Liam Van Loon. Brad Lindsay shot off the glove of McCorriston. Didn't know where it was for a second, but he covers up.
That's a dangerous little play. 17 seconds left in the power play for the Avalanche, but McCorriston looked like he almost dropped the puck, and that would have been a fire scramble right in the crease. As Kyle Kennery, just moments before that, though, had received a great pass from Ben Hatanaka, going right in the slot. It's unfortunate when it was feet, or he could have had a beautiful backhand goal.
And the Avalanche have been doing a really good job of those crisp, short little passes.
Something that, as I alluded to in the first period, they were not doing very well.
And falling down was Static. And he almost turned it over there, but luckily for him, Barwell could not get the puck as he was alone in front for a moment.
The second time Dirk Static's gone down tonight. Probably going to need a lot of ice packs after this game.
Eddie Schultz is out of the box. And it's Raposo putting it up. Just missing the stick of Kyle Kennery. Derek Raposo with Static. Dumps it off the glass, hits the meshing, and the referee blows it down.
And as we were saying earlier, the Avalanche have done a very, very good job of doing exactly what the Corvairs were doing so well in the first. the Corvairs have still been getting a lot of pressure, but you can see it's been a lot more even as the Avalanche have played a lot more time on attack in the offensive zone. And that is, of course, how you score goals, and they got 2 off of that. So if they can continue this kind of pressure, I don't see any reason why they can't go into the third with a lead.
Barwell passes it down low, gets it back at the circle, trying to snipe it far post, but he misses. Dorian May gets it off the stick of Evan Ilkos. Terrific defensive play. Another whistle, another face-off.
And that's something they're going to need to keep doing because the Corvairs are down. They smell blood. They know they need 1 goal to get back into this game. If they get that, the momentum is going to go right to their feet, and they need to block shots, make the night as easy as possible on Shepard.
Dorian May has Greco on the other side, tries to spin around the check of Evan Ilkos, who puts it down further. Krajewicz to Dorian May. Michael Greco off the stick, great play from Shepard. But Bazawi coming in there, and it's a mishit as Hughes threw one on Bridgewater. McPhee spins off the defense, and it's Bridgewater who gets nailed hard by Greco. 2-on-1. Hatanaka wins the face-off draw. Bernecki ends up with it. Brad Lindsay chips it down the ice. McCorson covers up after a bit of a snow shower from Luke Croucher.
If McCorson had been just a half a second too slow with that play, he would have had Luke Croucher right on top of him for that puck.
0.6 seconds.
33.9 left on the clock. It's scrummed, but it's a win, and Owen Lane has the puck. Lane gets hit hard by Bro. Hatanaka behind the net with Lane. Croucher has Burns, and it's chipped up off the stick of Burns as he tried to clear it down. Does Valente circles back, less than 10. Looks like we're about to go to overtime with 5 seconds left. And the Avalanche and Corvairs are going to go to overtime. High-speed action, and hopefully it'll end up in an Avalanche win. Come back and join us for the overtime. It'll be a thrilling game between these two.
Into it.
7 for Ancaster, 10 for Caledonia. Total. In the GOJHL, 4 for Ottawa, 3 for Toronto in the third period.
Well, it looks like we're going to get what we wished for. Wanted to see Ancaster Avalanche home overtime game, and it's exactly what we're going to get as the overtime just about to start up.
4-4 the teams.
This already has some high speed. Imagine how much more interesting this would be a 3-on-3.
Eddie Scholes wins the face-off draw. Corvairs start off with the puck in this overtime. Rubas banks off the board. Schultz has the puck. He's by himself at the moment, but he circles around and McPhee surveys him against the boards. Burns throws it back down to Schultz. Tries to get a pass. Back out in front. Off the post! Oh, he came so close. Griffin Rubas almost ended the game. Liam Van Loo speeding around the outside. He has it. Scores! Liam Van Loo with that blazing speed. The Avalanche win in overtime.
And there we go, Liam Van Loo, the MVP. It only took 31 seconds into overtime. One post by Griffin Rubas on Tanner Shepard. Van Loo goes speeding down the wing, a short side shot. He wins it for the Avalanche against the Caledonia Corvairs. What a game!
And we mentioned how we hadn't heard from him much. He's been trying that outside set multiple times, and he finally gets it on Brandon McCorris.
And what a time! What a time to show that you're here. Overtime, first shot, first actual shot on goal that the Avalanche get. And it's in the back of the net. What a very exciting game to watch.
And the beautiful game, almost sold out here at the Morgan Firestone Arena. I'm Eric Hallett, joined is Hayden Hallett, and this was a beautiful game to watch, and join us next week for another home game for the Avalanche. A quick drop pass who gets nailed hard by Burns, and then Bro throws a hit on Barwell. Bobby Harrison down to Burns, less than a minute in the power play.
Less than a minute and not much pressure going on for the Avalanche. Not a very good 5-minute power play.
Throws it up, and Liam Van Loon pushes it across the Atanaka, weaves his way around a few defenders, but it's an excellent stick play from Burns that causes the turnover. Rushing in on Static is Bobby Harrison, but Static rushes back up the ice with Barwell pressuring him. Kyle Kennedy lost on his feet, grabs the puck on a bad bounce against the Corvairs, off the blocker on a quick snapshot from Static. Liam Van Loon at the circle, hit the side of the goal. He's trying to fire away on the bad angles, and it's dumped back down the ice by Bobby Harrison.
You can see Van Loon try to make a creative play. That was a behind-the-back pass. The unfortunate thing was there was no Avalanche in sight for anyone to take that pass.
Just offside, and getting hit right after the whistle was Ben Woodhouse. Michael Greco got a bit of a late one. 1 second left in the 5-minute power play, and the Avalanche just did not have much going for that.
And the Corvairs will definitely gain momentum from this. A 5 minute, really hard to kill, and especially if the other team can at least score a goal, at least you feel a little bit better if they only score one. Corvairs haven't had any goals and barely any shots from the Avs to make matters even worse for the Avalanche.
McKinney taking the face-off but gets waved out. Evan Ilkos takes his spot. Eddie Schultz, the man who tied up the game, loses the face-off, and McPhee gets a chip pass off of the stick of McKinney. Thrown on the boards by intercepted by Bridgewater. It's around the corner again. Evan Ilkos to McKinney. McKinney circles down low. Evan Ilkos gets bodied off by the big man Greco. Falling down was McKinney behind the net. He ends up getting the puck back on a nice hit from Greco. And the Avalanche get the puck turned over once more time. Bridgewater battling hard with Schultz into the feet of the linesman. And here comes McKinney on an offside call. And Greco tries to lay him out again, and he's going right after him.
That's the second time Greco's thrown a late hit. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if the...
Period, your prize if you have number 182396. That's 182396. Please come to the booth for your prize. Also, if you have program number 359599, that's 359599. Please come to the booth as well and collect your door prize.
Jeff Lindsay in the face-off. Barwell ties him up. They tie each other up, and it's won by Bobby Harrison. DeFarias gets pressured by Raposo, so he dumps it down. Barwell throws it off the skates. Bobby Harrison lost it on a poke check from Raposo. At the point, shot right off of the pads of Shepard. Turned over once more by the Corvairs, and it's Bernecki throws it down to Raposo. Liam Van Loon gets hit hard by Valente. What a beautiful hit right by the dasher.
That kind of hit is definitely going to give you some more momentum. The players are amped up on the bench right now after a huge hit.
Chipped down the ice by Liam Van Loon off a shot from Bernecki, and the Avs come back out off the stick of McCorriston. Bobby Harrison dumps it back down to center ice. He's chasing after Bernecki with some speed. Bernecki almost a bad bounce off the boards, and he puts it down to Raposo, who gets a little move off, and Harrison, tired, goes to the bench.
Always good to see a player who just minutes ago was laying face first on the ice. Always good to see a player like Raposo come back for the Avalanche.
Dubas. Curls drags, lost it on the poke check from Stumpo. The only other player other than Bernecki who have yet to score this season.
Maybe one of them will be heroes if this ends up going to overtime.
Stumpo. Pass up to Bridgewater on the backhand, directed away by the goaltender. It's battle along the boards. Owen Lane almost had it there for a second there, but it's Weston who chips it up, and Mazawi tries to get it, but it's tipped away by the defenseman Static.
It seems like the Avalanche are laying up on a lot of their hits.
I gotta come see you guys with the ticket number.
No, they're up front. The front table.
I did that. They told me
Ladies and
to see
gentlemen,
you
we're
guys.
together for Frostbite. He's wanting to get rid of some t-shirts. Come on, let's hear some noise. Come on. Who wants one?
Corvairs starting in their own end with Eddie Schultz getting bumped up by Hatanaka. Coming back up with the puck now, it's Rubos who dumps it behind the net of Shepard. Romeo throws it along the boards, but intercepted by Krajevich, who dances around Dirk Static. He's still going to get bumped up by Bro. Hatanaka battling hard with Krajevich. He shoves his man down, a beautiful hit. And it's dumped back along the boards. Isaac Taylor loses it, but it's back down to Griffin Rubos. Takes a quick snapper, missed the glove hand and high of Tanner Shepard. Dumped back down to center ice by the Avalanche, and the Corvairs regain possession of the puck.
And as I was actually just about to say earlier, the Avalanche look like they're laying up on a lot of their hits instead of going straight through with them like we've seen many times. They're letting up on the hits, and maybe that's why the Corvairs have been able to go at them so much more, because their bodies aren't quite as banged up as the Avalanche players are.
Offside call there on an illegal entrance from the Corvairs. And to your point, they have been letting up. The Corvairs have been running through players left and right. They have not been easing up.
I've seen a
And
few
they've
instances
been
where
really
that's happened
taking
to
it to the Avalanche, which is probably the reason why they're having some troubles on their forechecking.
Yeah.
Coming up with the puck, it's Luke Croucher. Dumped it down as he's surveyed by May. And the interference coming to May as he didn't let up enough on Croucher. Just about to go to the bench with Shepard, but the penalty gets called. And it looks like it's going to be Dorian May who's going to the penalty box.
That's what happens when you have a guy like Luke Croucher going down in your wing. You pretty much have to slow him down some way if you want to stop him. Most of these defensemen are not going to catch him when he's at full speed. And just a great testament to how fast Luke Croucher really is. That speed caused a penalty, and Dorian May will sit for 2 minutes or less.
And that's something that Kevin Perloff preaches to his team, is speed. He likes speed. He likes the outside cuts. He likes trying to get multiple players towards the net using his smaller players. And because of his smaller players, he now has a power play. Dirk Static at the point. Gets the puck to Woodhouse. Just missed the top corner. Might have taken a piece of Dorian May. So Andrew Burns. Hatanaka, quick passing from this trio, and Hatanaka couldn't get it as Burns throws it down, but Static fans on a pass across. Hatanaka, though, comes up with it, dances through the center. Kyle Kennery kicks it over to his defense, and it's Liam Van Loon along the circle. Shot just missed. Woodhouse at the point. 4 forwards and 1 defenseman right now out in this power play, and it's Mark Bazawi. Throws it up, gets around the defender. Static throws it over, hit the pad, and it almost was a costly bounce against the Ancaster Avalanche.
That would have really deflated them, as they've had a pretty good power play so far. Not a lot of zone time, but they've had the puck on their sticks, and that would have really deflated them having that kind of shorthanded goal go in.
52 seconds left in the penalty to Dorian May. Bro throws it around. Croucher has it at the circle. He finds Bro, a quick little wrister, bouncing out in front of McCorriston, and the whistle blew, and McCorriston covers. The best opportunity of this power play for the Avalanche.
And that's exactly what the Avalanche need to keep doing. Like I've said at the beginning, they need to take shots on goal, even if not the greatest shots. You know, as a great hockey player once said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Of course, that being Wayne Gretzky. And I think he knows a little bit about what he's talking about when he talks hockey.
Puck chipped out off the glove of Tanner Bernecki. and Brad Lindsay recovers the puck. Less than 30 to go in this power play. Jeff Lindsay tries to get around the defender, but Rubas pressures him off, and Bro behind the net has some forwards with him as Brad Lindsay finds himself with the puck at the point. Croucher loses the pass, the two nines go down in the corner. Rubas killing some valuable penalty time. 3 seconds left, and the power play over for the Avalanche. Another missed power play opportunity. Back to 5-on-5. Croucher takes a shot right into the gut of McCorriston.
And that's exactly how you extinguish any kind of chances on the power play. You get that board work going, and that was some beautiful penalty killing from the Corvairs. There was nowhere the Avs could go that a Corvair player wasn't there when they were on the boards. They were pushing really hard on the puck.
Hot, piping, yummy Domino's pizza to give out. So raise your voices and let's hear them.
Ben Woodhouse wins the puck to McPhee. Chip back out in front, and it's turned over by the Corvairs. 3-on-2. O'Brien tries to find Harrison, but he missed the pass. Woodhouse loses it to Barwell on the great back check. It's a 2-on-1 the other way with the Corvairs. O'Brien tries to find him, but he misses it in the feet of Harrison. A close call for the Avalanche, but luckily it was their own doing of the Corvairs that stopped that play.
Not only was that pass just a little bit off, but just for safe measures, Ben Woodhouse came back on a wonderful back check and got the stick, just in case he was able to put it skate to stick.
A shot missed around the boards by Barwell, and DeFarius has to grab the puck behind his net as Stumpo pressures him. Passes it across to Burns. Throwing up, it's Taylor who gets hit hard. What a hit by Static. A
Classic hip check on that.
A nice hit check on Taylor. Puck bouncing off the side after it hit the pads of O'Brien, and Stumpo has it on Zowie, and Hatanaka jumps up 2-on-2. Hatanaka races around the defender, out in front. Oh, save! What a beautiful save that was by Brandon McCorriston. He absolutely denied him of the go-ahead goal.
And Benjamin Hatanaka, he has been all over the ice tonight. His speed really come to the forefront right there. He made a great one-handed pass. Liam Van Loon, Kyle Cannery that was, took the shot, and McCorriston robbed him with a great flashy glove hand save.
That might be the highlight of the night right there, and a key save from Brandon. Puck gets chipped on the boards. Krajevich can't get it out as Zowie loses it to McKinney. No stick right now. It's Brad Lindsay, shot off the blocker, easy save from McCorriston. Zowie lays the body, another hit. He's just racking them up tonight.
Wouldn't be surprised if
Great play, and Zowie racks up another one. He runs him over.
Maybe 16.
At this rate, he might. Croucher tries to deke, but loses it. McKinney can't get the puck, and Bro tries to lay a hit on Krajevich. Putting it up, it's Rubas who chips up. It's a partial break. Shot, glove save, Tanner Shepard. Key save at one end. Tanner Shepard says, I got you on this end.
What a great glove hand save. That was Krajevich coming in on the left-hand side. And once again, Tanner Shepard, really aggressive. Didn't give him much to shoot at, but Krajevich tried to go top corner. That glove hand came whipping out. And what a great way. 2:29 left in the third. What a key save that is for the Avs.
And the nights like this might make Ken think he should play Tanner Shepard a little more often. Puck over to Rubas. Bouncing out in front. It's Liam Van Loon. Can't find it. Does, but turns over to Rubas. Takes another one. Easy glove save this time from Shepard.
And just to make sure his glove hand really is working, they loft one in at him. Maybe that one was a fluke, they're thinking.
2:19, 3-3 in the third period. Pressure is mounting right now for both sides as Griffin Rubas almost turned the puck over, but the Corvairs regain the puck. Owen Lane gets a shot deflected off the stick of Tanner Renecki. High intensity game, and it's only going to get even higher as this period clocks down with 2:11 left to go in the period. Griffin Rubos gets pressured by Jeff Lindsay. Pass out in front to no one in particular. It's a 3-on-2 the other way as Jeff Lindsay falling over on the back check with Schultz. And Lane nails Hatanaka. Pass out for a chip off the stick. Great play from Jeff Lindsay as McCorson deflects it wide. Tanner Bernecki lost his stick on the back check as Weston was the man trying to get up against him. And a little bit of a collision between Weston and Jeff Lindsay. Lindsay backhands the puck behind the net, tipped away by McCorson. And O'Brien getting a bit of a stick by Lindsay. No call against him. It's a partial break off the crossbar. Jesse Barwell almost got the go-ahead goal with 1:10 left to go in the game.
Barwell nails the bar.
He just has two more bars to nail.
Last minute of play of the third period. Last minute of play.
Bobby Harrison loses as there's less than a minute left in the game. A turnover again. Liam Van Loon getting chippy as Shane O'Brien and him get wrestled down to the ice. Referees putting away their whistles right now as Woodhouse tries to glove that aerial pass. And it's a hand pass called by Tesserolo, the linesman.
That was really close. There's 41 seconds left in this third period. The game could have already been almost over for the Avalanche. That was a shot coming down the wing right off the crossbar as Barwell ripped one, and that time the blocking glove couldn't quite get to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Ancaster Avalanche.
Welcome back to the third period here at the Morgan Firestone Arena on a beautiful Saturday night.
A nice warm Saturday night too.
Middle of October. Who doesn't love this warm weather?
You would have loved
Right
it.
now the Avalanche are up 3-2 against the Corvairs. They will have a power play, a minute 24 after that nasty hit that was delivered from Joshua DeFarias on Liam Van Loon. And the Avalanche, what do you think that the Avalanche need to do right now in this third period?
They need to get puck possession right away and get into the zone. They have a minute 24 to start off this third period on the power play. And looks like LVL is back on the bench. Always good to see.
In fact, he's starting on the ice for this third period.
Oh yes, he is. So clearly it wasn't too bad. No concussions.
Maybe convince Chelsea enough. Hey, I'm good.
Like any good hockey player would.
Avalanche not too good on this power play to start the period. They're already in their own zone as Ben Woodhouse speeds up and dumps it down. Lazon loses it in his feet for a second, chips it back to a defense partner, and Rubos puts it up, and Dorian May throws it down the ice. Dirk Sad again pressured by Bazawi, dumps it behind Shepard, getting the pass back from Woodhouse. Going up is Liam Van Loon. Hatanaka on a nice pass. Waits, turns back, sees Static, who has the puck at the blue line. Gets a quick pass back. Shot bouncing off the skate of Lazon. He's been good getting in the lanes tonight. Dirk Static. Shot coming off the pad on a nice rebound attempt, but it went too far out and to no one in particular. Woodhouse playing pitch and catch with the D as Liam Van Loon takes a shot that's blocked. Lazon once more getting in the lanes. He's been a terrific penalty killer. He's been blocking a lot of shots and getting his active stick in the way.
And it's befitting of a captain to do. You want to make sure that if you're penalty killing, you got to get in the lanes, and he's done a lot of that tonight.
And the Corvairs are 5-on-5 now as a turnover came out in front. Getting dumped right on top of Shepard was Woodhouse. Luke Croucher dumps it down to the Corvairs end. McCorson hands it off to Greco. Greco falls down, gets right back onto McCorriston, and he covers up.
And that was almost very dangerous as Michael Greco blows a tire right behind his own net with pressure. One of the worst feelings ever as a defenseman is to watch your feet fall out from underneath you and then the puck goes spilling to the opponent, especially when it's a few inches from your goaltender.
Nervous moments indeed as Bro getting on the forecheck on Greco. Coming out is Barwell. A quick pass up to O'Brien. He's got Croucher with him, but here he comes getting hit. What a hit there by Raposo and getting dumped. Harrison is hurt behind the net. He's holding his arm, and he starts skating back a little bit gingerly towards the play, and a near hit almost given out by Dorian May. Raposo getting chipped by the stick. Nice defensive play from Greco. O'Brien circles his own end. Bro and Lindsay. McKinney gets a turnover there as Harrison seems to be feeling a little bit better after taking that hit. Gets a quick up pass, chipped up, and a knee from Branecki, and he is hurt. O'Brien
he's in a lot of pain.
Front.
O'Brien took that knee on knee, slid down the ice. Some of the fans here are not too happy. That should have been a call, and he's limping very noticeably off to the bench. No penalty call, though. So the Avs look like they get away with that one.
And the coach is incensed on the bench. He thinks that should have been a kneeing penalty, and which to his credit, it should have been.
It should have been a call, but referee may have saw it differently, or maybe didn't see it very well at all.
Might have seen it as incidental contact.
Maybe a high sticking. Everything's a high sticking penalty.
Ben Woodhouse loses it to Eddie Schultz in the face-off job, but the Avalanche regain puck possession with McPhee racing down the right side. He dumps it down to Corriston, throws it around. Kravich chips it up for his partner, and it's Owen Lane. Lane, a quick shot off the stick. A great active stick from Tanner Shepard to defuse that offensive rush.
Tanner Shepard has definitely looked pretty sharp in this game tonight. He's been very aggressive, and another very aggressive save there. He comes right up to the edge of his crease. Got a stick on the one-time shot as DeFarias let that one go.
And I guess you could say Shepard is herding the sheep right now for his team.
Oh, God. You're not allowed to have any more of those.
Face-off won by the Corvairs, and once more it gets chipped out off a stick. And another face-off
and
coming.
Woodhouse and Schultz are talking right now. Woodhouse, he may be small, but he's definitely not afraid to get into your face. And Schultz, who is clearly the bigger man, probably telling him, hey, come on, little guy, don't get in my face right now. It's not going to end well for you. But he's then escorted off the ice on a line change.
Just over 3 minutes gone in this period. Eddie Schultz from behind that tries to put it out in front, deflected off the stick of Static, and it's bounced out in front, a dangerous bounce, and Evan Ilkos pressures the defenseman off of Romeo's back leg, and Kennery starts battling with Owen Lane. A shot just missed the net of Tanner Shepard. Ilkos bounces off the boards, but Kravich takes a shot on goal. Lane right there. Romeo backhands it to safety in the corner. Eddie Schultz. A ball out in front as the Corvair player's down. DeFarias off the post as Shepard didn't see that shot coming. A weak one. Had that had more muscle. That might have gone in, and the Corvairs score! Eddie Schultz on the rebound, and it's tied at 3.
And that was a result of a great pressure shift in the offensive zone for the Corvairs. They got a lot of pucks to the back end on the blue line. Those shots were all getting through, it seemed. And unfortunately for Tanner Shepard, that one rebound he can't control is then an easy tap-in for Eddie Schultz. And once again, the game is tied up. Momentum definitely on the side of the Corvairs right now.
If you're a fan of this game for either side, you got to be happy. High-scoring 6-goal game.
And it's not a blowout, no. Always one of the more exciting games are the closest ones.
And a big hit laid out by Croucher on Bzawi as Branecki has the puck behind his net. Bro misses the pass from Tanner Branecki as Rubas finds Burns. And falling into Burns was Croucher after he put it up. Behind the net, it's Weston. Weston goes up to the circle, gets pressured by Jeff Lindsay, and it's Raposo who has it. Off the glove of Rubas, touching up was Weston, and that's going to be a hand pass. And there's a lot of mayhem as there's another player down right in the corner.
From this angle, I can't see who it is, but there's a man laying face first on the ice right now.
It looks like a Corvairs down in the corner.
Chelsea corner out attending.
Some nervous moments here for the Corvairs. And it looks like
Lazon's being ejected from the game as actually a Avalanche player currently laying face first on the ice.
The second time tonight an Avalanche player has been in the corner.
Liam Van Loon,
face first.
Liam Van Loon, the first one, as DeFarias threw a nasty hit right to the head. Didn't quite see the hit here, but there's Chelsea corner still attending to the player who has yet to get up. Very scary moments here. Now just getting to their knees.
And this is something that I'm pretty sure Mrs. Corner probably doesn't want to be doing very often.
It is her job, but yes, never does she want to see players not be able to get up.
And that was Ben Woodhouse.
That was Derek Raposo down there.
Oh, it is Derek Raposo.
Now just finally getting to his feet. Being helped to the bench by Bro and Bernecki. Very, very dangerous hit. But now the captain of the Corvairs is out of the game. A great penalty killer gone, and a good offensive catalyst as well. So at least some sort of silver lining, although obviously the big headline right now is that Derek Raposo is okay for the moment. He did go back to the bench. He did have to be helped, but there is now a 5-minute penalty to Jamie Lazon on the board.
If you're an Avalanche fan, you're probably not willing to... Well, if you like hits, you obviously are going to love this game, but if you're an Avalanche
fan... Those kind of nasty hits no one loves to see. You never like seeing
if you're an Avalanche fan, you probably don't want to see the next time they face off, because if this
it'll
happening,
be just probably about the same. A lot of nastiness. They're going to be like, you know what? I didn't like you last game. I'm going to take my revenge.
You hurt my guy, so I'm going to hurt your guy.
Zowie out there, number 64 at center ice right now, talking to one of the refs. He has been a wrecking ball all game, reminding me a lot of the way Mark Recchi used to play when he was in the NHL.
The wrecking ball.
Exactly, the wrecking ball. He goes around, throws hits at everyone with pretty much no regard to what happens. Obviously, no dirty hits from Zowie, but he's a nasty little player in a good way, kind of like a
Brad Marchand.
Exactly, like a Brad Marchand would play. Same Boston Bruins, of course, right? They like throwing around their bodies, but Zowie's been throwing around the body a lot, and it does weigh you down. As he's already laid Kyle Kennery out a couple times this game, so maybe we'll see a few more hits as that draw starts off. Atanaka won it so cleanly, I guess they decided to blow that one dead.
False start, and the puck will be coming right back down to the center.
And this is a great chance for the Avalanche to get their momentum.
Ben Hatanaka facing off against O'Brien. He gets waved out for Woodhouse. Woodhouse ties up the man. Puck one. Shot from the point. Chipped off a stick, and Woodhouse is in the corner getting bodied off by May. In the corner, the Avalanche put it up. Liam Van Loon on O'Brien. Hatanaka gets the puck knocked off his stick by O'Brien, and Dirk Static has to race back into his own end.
It's a good start for Shane O'Brien, as he knows that the penalty kill has got 5 minutes on it, so great start to start off killing off some penalty time.
A close call right there for the Corvairs. Almost got caught on a bad bounce, and missing that puck on a fan swing was Static. He gets the puck back from Liam Van Loon, tries to pass out front, and it looks like it's going to be a breakaway chance. Great defensive play, though, from the Avalanche, as Bazawi was poised to take off. Some scary moments on the penalty kill against the Avalanche.
That was a very messy play, and the Avs got lucky to get away with that one.
Croucher throws it around the boards to Brad Lindsay. Bro has the puck to Jeff Lindsay. Croucher circles up to Bernecki. He finds Brad Lindsay. Takes a shot, chipped off of McCorson, and out of the air bat by Bro. and a glove hand save from McCorriston.
Well, you can know that glove hand's working. That's a great hand-eye from McCorriston. He had to be very careful, as that was a great deflection by Bro. And then a couple other whacks at it, and McCorriston bluffed it away. And we're probably getting him some words like, hey, look what I got.
And we've seen Bro with some nice hands. In fact, last week, he had a beautiful bounce off the boards, and on his knees took a swing out of the air to score the game winner for the Avs. And he's showing off his hand-eye tonight.
So you know Bro definitely has the hand-eye, and hasn't got a goal tonight, but he definitely has been sniffing around the net.
Maybe he's playing baseball in the summer. Croucher gains entry to the zone, gets pressured by Barwell, who chips it out to Bernecki. Bernecki to Brad. Bro gets the puck chipped away from him by May. Luke Croucher once again gains entrance to the zone. May pressures him and causes him to throw it around. Greco pressures Bernecki, the defenseman, going up against each other. Bro dumps it down to Croucher, the speedy winger. Back down in front, trying to center it was Jeff Lindsay, but Brad Lindsay has the puck now at the point. One hands the puck down to Luke Croucher. Behind the goal, it's Jeff Lindsay to his brother Brad. Takes a shot off the pads of the defenseman, Dorian May, and it's cleared by the Corvairs.
Jeff Lindsay actually had his stick smacked right out of his hands by May. Don't think it was quite intentionally on the clear, but the stick goes flying for number 12.
Dirk Static stops up, passes it across to Liam Van Loon, who gets around the checker. Firezo went through the crease as McCorriston tried to pressure him with his stick play.
That's the first time we've seen Liam Van Loon really use his speed to go around anybody tonight.
He hasn't had much room. The players have been focusing on him because they know he's a high-risk target. Owen Lane, great body hit, but the Avalanche regained possession of the puck with Static missing an aerial pass, and the Avalanche have iced the puck on the power play. 12:30 left, 3-3 the score.
It's definitely been an exciting game, but this power play is not quite what you'd expect for the Avalanche. You have a 5-minute, and they have had some pressure, but it hasn't been with grade A quality chances. And
not many shots on net in this power play either.
No, there's been a lot of blocks, and even with Lazal out of the game, who's one of their better penalty killer and shot blocker, there's been a lot of block shots for the Corvairs.
Avalanche busts up the ice with Patanaka. Just offside as Valente with an active stick caused the Avalanche player on the other side, Kyle Kennery, to go offside. 1:48 in that 5-minute major. And the Avalanche, they're looking a little sloppy when it comes to the setup. They can't seem to get anything going right now for their power play.
Yeah, and that'll definitely kill the momentum. When you have the power play, you're supposed to build momentum for your team. It'll just completely deflate you, and your legs will feel a little bit heavier if every pass just isn't on target.
Croucher has the puck behind that. Just missing a big hit by DeFarias.
A back check. Subban-esque on that one.
Puck at the point to Tanner Bernecki. Bernecki throws it down to Croucher, and it's dumped back down the ice by Valente. Shepard calms it down, does an aerial pass to Bro, and Croucher Lindsay shoots it right into the glove of McCorriston.
Usually the Avs have most of the offense going through the stick of number 21, LVL, Liam Van Loon, but tonight he's throwing the body around. Haven't heard of much of his name. But you know what? That means it's a good night for secondary scoring, and every team needs it. You can't have one guy, your leading point scorer, do everything for you. And Benjamin Woodhouse, again, other than some hits, hasn't really figured much onto the scoreboard yet.
Two players that actually have been pretty noticeable this game, number 9 and number 6. Bro, he's definitely been a huge contributor, and Luke Croucher. Those guys have been all over the defense.
The good thing about those two is they're both really speedy wingers. And Croucher had the one chance where Bro had actually passed it to him. It was only about a 2-foot pass, but he ends up going around and almost tucking that one in. And that's the good thing about having such a shifty wingers. You're allowed to get around people like that.
Raposo gets the face-off win. Woodhouse broke his stick on the face-off draw, and he has to change up. Getting hit from behind, and he's complaining about the hit. Not happy about it at all. Josh DeFarias hits Liam Van Loon, and he is hurt.
He's complaining it shouldn't have been a penalty, saying that his stick was held, but Liam Van Loon was hit. That was a very dangerous hit. From behind, his head looked like it made the principal contact into the boards. Even with those helmets on, that full cage, you're still going to feel that one. And Liam Van Loon has still not gotten up. Hasn't even moved much. He still lays flat on the ice.
Liam Van Loon getting some medical attention down behind McCorriston, and this is an ugly sight for Ken Piroff and the Avalanche. The leading point getter for your team, flat on his face.
Oh, and Liam Van Loon just getting up now to his knees. That was a battle of 21s in the corner, and one of them still has yet to stand on his own power, as Chelsea Corner now attending to him.
I'm sure Chelsea Corner's telling him to take his time, doesn't want him to get up too quickly.
As a hit on like that, you're especially worried about concussions, as Liam Van Loon now finally back up to his feet, and he will skate off under his own power. That's always good to see if you're an Avalanche fan, but more importantly, your star player has to leave the game.
And depending on the severity, there is a chance he could be back, but that's all up to Chelsea to see if she feels that he is ready to come back to the ice.
Because you almost guarantee a player like Van Loon is going to say, "No, put me back in, coach," but with safety protocols, you got to make sure he actually is physically able to play.
Face-off scrummed. Hatanaka can't get it. Bazawi can't get it either. And it's put up by Valente, who gets stick-checked by Woodhouse. Raposa across to Static. Static slaps a blocked. Feeling that one was Lazon. Bro took a shot, and Woodhouse finds himself with the puck. Woodhouse finds Raposa at the circle. Chipped in front. Can't get it. Kyle Kennery had it in his feet, but he couldn't get a stick on it with 6 seconds left. Down in front on Shepard, getting tripped up, but no penalty against the Avalanche. 1 second left, and going flying was the Corvairs player, and he's on his knees. Jamie Lazon.
Lazon actually, what had happened was Hatanaka went to go play the puck. He went to go swing for it, and I guess his momentum carried him forward, and he slid really awkwardly on his knee, but Lazon looks like he'll be good. Almost a short-handed chance to tie it up at the end of the period, but the Avalanche escaped the second period with a lead.
17.
A great second period, very physical, a lot of scoring 5 goals, and let's see if we can continue this here in the third period.
Toronto 0.
Burn Woodhouse shot off the glove hand of McCorriston, and once more, the Avalanche almost found themselves up, this time by 2.
And Bridgewater, he had to make a big sacrifice there. He saw the hit was coming. It was a nasty hit. He was leveled, but he made the play up to Ben Woodhouse, who's been on fire as of late, and Woodhouse just missed going top corner as it ends up going out of play.
Jeff Lindsay ties up, but Bazawi kicks it to his defenseman. Burns heads up pass. Weston on the other side against Romeo. Romeo throws it up, and Burns just misses as it went right between his skates and his stick. DeFarias throws it along the boards. Bouncing up, Lozon chips it down. Weston. Romeo hits him, but he still has the puck. Weston puts it on to Burns, who jumps up from the defense. Burns circles. Looks for a shot deflected off the shin pad of Static. Almost losing it for a second there was Stumpo. DeFarias dumps it on the backhand. Checking him is Bazawi, who runs into him. Turnover this high. Lazon wide open in front, and a terrible turnover from the Avalanche.
And as you can see now, they may not have scored, but that momentum is definitely coming back as the pressure is all over the defense for the Avalanche, and that's another big turnover that's been going on, a lot of them recently, as the Avalanche have got to get back to their early second period strategies.
Thrown around the boards, it's Burns who has it, getting pressured by Stumpo. Romeo runs into the referee, and it's back down in front. Barwell puts it down to O'Brien, off the pad, kicked away. Shot again, great save, right into his blocker as he held it up with his shoulder. What a hard shot that was.
And Tanner Shepard's got a lot more shots on him now, and exactly what the Corvairs want to do. They want to test him. And if they keep testing him like that with some really hard, really high shots, one will probably end up going in the net.
Face-off won by the Corvairs, blocked out in front, chip, great play from Bro. Forechecking are the Avalanche, but it's the Corvairs are attacking with O'Brien off the glove. Tanner Shepard dropped it, but luckily his defenseman Raposo got there. Shepard forechecking against the Corvairs. Rubas out in front, missed the net by probably half an inch. What a shot that was, a bullet. And the Avalanche come out with Groh, chipping it up to Croucher. He's got it. Evan Oakle's on the other side, stopped up at the post. It's dislodged after he got nailed by Valente. And giving him a shot was McHorrison. He's not happy with Brielle. That was a roller coaster of events. At one end, you have Tanner Shepard, who had to stand on his head to keep that puck out. He came way out of his crease as there was a slap shot that came within. It was Griffin Rubas who came and wired that slap shot. He just missed the net. Maybe Shepard may have got a piece, but ended up going all the way around the boards. A nice battle to get the puck. And as they go back down, you have Luke Croucher, who tried to slide himself into goal, runs into McCorson, and of course, the Corvairs not happy about it. Valente gets hit by Ben Woodhouse. Schultz goes after him. Valente gets hit once more. Throwing the body was Liam Van Loon. Schultz chips it up. One-on-one right now is Krajewicz joining the rush and getting tripped up. A penalty coming to the Avalanche, and they touch up. An interference call coming to the Ancaster Avalanche on a beautiful heads-up pass from Schultz. Schultz is able to get himself out of the zone. He spots Krajewicz going down the wing, and then of course you have Owen Lane, who wants to go down the center lane, and because he's so speedy and the defense had to trip him up, as Tanner Bernanke was pretty much forced into taking a penalty, otherwise it would have been a 2-on-1. Eddie Schultz wins the face-off. Played back down. The defenseman has it. Burns spins off the forecheck of Bridgewater. Bounces back down to DeFarias. DeFarias waiting for the pass, but it's Bazawi who takes the shot instead. Just missed on the backhand attempt on the rebound. Burns finds Schultz. DeFarias at the point. Doesn't get the pass. Instead, Schultz grabs it back, passes it across into the feet of Krajewicz, and McPhee chips it around him. McPhee and Hatanaka working hard, and they get the puck right down to McCorriston. McCorriston, a saucer pass to no one in particular. Offside call against the Corvairs. And good on McCorriston trying to make a heads-up play. Unfortunately, he misses O'Brien, and it goes down for icing. You've now killed off a few seconds, and now, even worse, you have a face-off coming to the right of McCorriston in your own end. So, maybe if you had just held it and give it out to the defenseman, may have been a smarter play for the goaltender. Or maybe it's just a shorter pass in general. Shorter pass, yes. Maybe he's trying to show off, saying, hey guys, look, I can pass it just as well as you can. The next Mike Smith. Winning the puck battle on the boards is Woodhouse, but he loses it to the defenseman as Bobby Harrison pressures Kennery, who gets it to his defenseman. Turned over, and Burns pass across to DeFarias. DeFarias to Burns. Burns chips it up, and it's Barwell. Jesse Barwell off the shoulder of Tanner Shepard. Puck comes back down to Burns. Quick pass to DeFarias. DeFarias just missed the net. Barwell has an empty side, but it bounced on him, so he couldn't pull the trigger right away. It's a scrum in the middle, and Shane O'Brien almost got hooked there by Ben Woodhouse. Burns off the block from Kennery, and it's O'Brien once more. The Corvairs all over this tired defense, and it's chipped high and wide on a slap shot from DeFarias. Woodhouse getting Burns to hold the puck, and it's Bobby Harrison to Burns. Passes it across to DeFarias, and he misses a cross-crease pass. Burns has it once more. The Avalanche just waiting for a whistle to come, but they can't get it, and a shot missed. Getting up was the Corvair player. He almost got it, and the penalty now over. 5-on-5 ensues with Burns coming right back. Burns, get out to the front, kicked away, scores! Romeo just threw it into his own net! That is so unfortunate. He came up with a big kill. The defense are dead tired, and poor Noah Romeo accidentally puts that one off of his foot and right into the net. Unfortunately, not much you can do for the Avs defense. I'm sure he wants that one back.
I'm sure Tanner Shepard would like that one back, too.
Yeah, it was one of those plays that no one knew was going to happen. The Corvairs were just as surprised as Romeo on that one.
Always a terrible way to have your lead cut, and now it's a tie game, so the Avs got to get back onto their horses here. Don't let that go get them down.
Weston runs into Bernecki, and he's feeling some pain in his arms right now. And Liam Van Loon runs into Bazawi.
That's two big hits that Liam Van Loon's trying to throw off, and because he looks like he's a little bent over and maybe a little winded after throwing those big body checks, and he was the one that made the play offside.
Linesman Tesserolo calling that one as the Avs were trying to get some offense going in the Corvairs' end.
And they need to keep doing more of that. You have to run over some players, and it'll definitely cause some turnovers, as they've already had 2 goals on turnovers tonight.
Hatsanaka waiting for the signal from the referee. Goes against Bazawi, who loses it. Bazawi wins it back down to his defenseman, and May plays it up. Hatsanaka gets a turnover. 3-on-3. Lindsay loses it in his feet. A great little play from Stumpo. He almost got it to his winger. McPhee pressures Bazawi, who dumps it down behind the net. Shepard, who runs into Lindsay. Thrown up by Stumpo, and hit down was Jeff Lindsay as Hatanaka goes into McPhee. 2-on-1 shot temporarily off the stick of McColliston. Another almost goal for the Avalanche. McPhee pressures Lazon, and the Avalanche get the Corvairs offside. Jeff Lindsay misses a hit just barely, but it's hit by May. Thrown down by Barwell. Behind the net, Jeff Lindsay. He rings around the boards. The Avalanche can't get there. Greco throws it off the glass after it took a deflection off of McKinney's stick. McPhee, the defenseman, throws it down, gets bumped up, and he heads off to the bench. Evan Ilkos dumps it down to McKinney, who loses it off his stick. Valente getting pressured by Bridgewater, but nothing happens of that. Corvairs come up. Hughes loses it to McKinney. He's had a fairly quiet night so far for the Avalanche in his first game. Off the stick of Bridgewater. 4:30 left in the period as McCorson rings it around the boards for his defensive partner. Greco turns it over, and he just misses a hit from Evan Ilkos. TJ Hughes dumps it up. Can't get the puck, and Isaac Taylor gets bumped into by the Avalanche player.
And right now the Avs have really been almost putting this into a stalemate as both teams want to hit. They both have been doing a lot more hitting in this game, and maybe a little bit of puck luck not going either way, as the game seems to slow down just a tad, as it's not a lot of it's not a lot of north and south hockey, more like east and west at the moment, as everyone is running to the boards hitting each other.
Greco and Ilkos were having a little battle as Greco played the puck up afterwards, and Ilkos changed. Putting the puck up is Burns. A quick up pass, counterattack, and a punch to the face. What an undisciplined play from Romeo. In the feet, a quick whistle. Shepard gets a bit lucky, and we got a bit of a Donnybrook right now in front of Tanner Shepard, who lost his mask.
And Romeo's already had one go off his skate, and then he takes an undisciplined penalty. A punch to the face. Maybe some words were said. Obviously, you can't hear it from up here, but not a good place to go down. It's 3:31 left in the second period, and you're in the box for 2 minutes or less on a power play that's already scored at least one goal tonight. But Tanner Shepard, once again, battling for that puck. It was loose in the crease, and the puck, it was a quick whistle. The ref just lost sight. And fortunate for the Avs, as if it wasn't a quick whistle, it would have ended up in the back of the net.
I'm sure the coach for the Corvairs was none too pleased about the quick whistle, but in that kind of instance, it's kind of hard to tell which stick hit the puck and who was the player who actually hit it.
And a little bit of confusion as Romeo is going, hey, wait, did I actually get a penalty for that? And he's actually
I'm
finally
pretty sure
in
a punch to the face is a penalty.
Yeah, I think it's a penalty. I'm not 100% sure.
3:31 left in the period, still tied 2-2.
See if the Corvairs can move that puck on like they have so beautifully in the second period.
Eddie Schultz, he's been winning a lot of the face-off draws, and he gets another one there. Krajevich works around the boards with DeFarias. Burns. DeFarias loses it to Krajevich. DeFarias takes a shot. Fan one, glove down, his stick broke, and Lane gets dumped to the ice as the Avalanche clear their zone.
2 minutes for high stick.
And the official call to Romeo is a high sticking call.
I guess I can see that. I mean, he has a stick in his hands maybe, but I didn't realize a punch to the face was now considered a high sticking penalty.
I don't think the referees have a rule in their rule book called punch to the face penalty.
You would think that would be either unsportsmanlike or roughing. But I guess, hey, refs made the call. They finally get the final decision.
Breakaway! Here he comes! Shot! He scores! A short-handed goal! Oh, Ben Hatanaka, another turnover!
What an unbelievable play by Ben Hatanaka. He stole the puck right off the defense, and Dorian May, Andrew Burns is so deflated right now. You can see by the way he's skating back to the bench. He has that stripped right off of him. Hatanaka went in. We didn't know if it went in at first, but Hatanaka for sure knew that one went in. And a short-handed goal with 2:40 left in the second period. What a great way to possibly close out this second period.
And we've mentioned it before, Hatanaka, he's a killer on the penalty kill, and he just really put a dent in the mood for the Corvairs.
Last thing you expect when you're the Corvairs is you've had such a good power play to be scored on short-handed.
O'Brien breaks the line. Corvairs trying to set up, trying to get across. Great stick play from Brad Lindsay. May passes it across. Chip down to the forwards, but it's Kalen McPhee. Griffin Rubas throws the puck, and it just missed his teammate. Rubas finds himself with the puck again at the corner. Getting down is Kyle Kennery to try and block the shot. And he pressures the player, but the Avs are having trouble getting the puck as it goes off the stick of McPhee.
As you could probably expect, Corvairs not too happy about being scored on short-handed in the last under 5 minutes of the game, of the period that is, and they really want to get this power play going. It's been great all night. They've only got 1 goal on it, and right now the Avs are struggling to keep the puck away from this skilled forward and defensive group.
And killers of momentum are usually first period goal, first minute goals, last minute goals, and bad specialty teams, and right now it's that last minute goal that the Avs have gotten the momentum on a shot that just missed by O'Brien, and Romeo comes out of the penalty box.
And short-handed goals are always a huge momentum boost for the team who scores one, and a huge deflation for the team who got scored on. But right now the Avs have to make sure they keep this puck out, as they do not want to get tied with 1:15 left in the second period. You never want to have a last-minute goal scored against you as you just finished getting back up on the lead.
Raposo and Sean O'Brien exchanging some words after the whistles. And these players are proving right now they do not like each other one bit.
Well, they're both probably going, hey, we're 9-2, you're 12-1. We want to be better than you. We are better than you. Let's prove it by punching each other in the face. Which would be called a high sticking penalty.
Apparently. Lindsay loses the puck, and it's Greco. Bouncing just missed it as Mazzawi goes in on Jeff Lindsay. Brad Lindsay behind the net as well. Matt Weston circles on McPhee. Lindsay pressures Mazzawi, dumps it to his defenseman. Bro couldn't get the puck as he's on his knees trying to make the play. But it's Lindsay who puts it up. Liam Van Loon. Oddly enough, we haven't heard too much of his name right in this game, as Brad Hatanaka wins the face-off draw. Bernecki ends up with it. Brad Lindsay chips it down the ice. McCorson covers up after a bit of a snow shower from Luke Croucher.
If McCorson had been just a half a second too slow with that play, he would have had Luke Croucher right on top of him for that puck.
0.6 seconds.
33.9 left on the clock. It's scrummed, but it's a win, and Owen Lane has the puck. Lane gets hit hard by Bro. Hatanaka behind the net with Lane. Croucher has Burns, and it's chipped up off the stick of Burns as he tried to clear it down. Does Valente circles back, less than 10. Looks like we're about to go to overtime with 5 seconds left. And the Avalanche and Corvairs are going to go to overtime. High-speed action, and hopefully it'll end up in an Avalanche win. Come back and join us for the overtime. It'll be a thrilling game between these two.
Into it.
7 for Ancaster, 10 for Caledonia. Total. In the GOJHL, 4 for Ottawa, 3 for Toronto in the third period.
Well, it looks like we're going to get what we wished for. Wanted to see Ancaster Avalanche home overtime game, and it's exactly what we're going to get as the overtime just about to start up.
4-4 the teams.
This already has some high speed. Imagine how much more interesting this would be a 3-on-3.
Eddie Scholes wins the faceoff draw. Corvairs start off with the puck in this overtime. Rubas banks off the board. Schultz has the puck. He's by himself at the moment, but he circles around and McPhee surveys him against the boards. Burns throws it back down to Schultz. Tries to get a pass. Back out in front. Off the post! Oh, he came so close. Griffin Rubas almost ended the game. Liam Van Loo speeding around the outside. He has it. Scores! Liam Van Loo with that blazing speed. The Avalanche win in overtime.
And there we go, Liam Van Loo, the MVP. It only took 31 seconds into overtime. One post by Griffin Rubas on Tanner Shepard. Van Loo goes speeding down the wing, a short side shot. He wins it for the Avalanche against the Caledonia Corvairs. What a game!
And we mentioned how we hadn't heard from him much. He's been trying that outside set multiple times, and he finally gets it on Brandon McCorris.
And what a time! What a time to show that you're here. Overtime, first shot, first actual shot on goal that the Avalanche get. And it's in the back of the net. What a very exciting game to watch.
And the Avs salute their fans, raise their sticks at center ice. A beautiful game, almost sold out here at the Morgan Firestone Arena. I'm Eric Hallett, joined is Hayden Hallett, and this was a beautiful game to watch. And join us next week for another home game for the Avalanche.